Hey everybody, it's Bust with Bust Builds Decks number 3. Today we're going to be doing a run of Balatro with the yellow deck. And so hopefully we could finally get ourselves one of these on recording finishes and make it through round number 8. See what we can do. Get to kick off with 10 extra gold here at the start. And let's see what the battles bring. And so, as far as the boss goes, not a big deal. Must play 5 cards. I have no problem playing to that. So, I do typically like this coupon tag. The initial cards and booster packs in the next shop are free. Tends to be like, I don't know, like 10 or 12 gold that you get to pick up, like 2 jokers and then 2 cards. If they're like 4 gold a piece, then that's 16 or so. So it's typically a pretty good deal. The only downside, we don't get to collect any interest on this this big 10 gold start that we got. Otherwise, the big blind having the rerolls, I don't particularly care about that. So we'll definitely do battle against the big blind. Get to pick up some of those free cards before the boss round begins. All right, get to kick off with a full house. Not bad. We should be able to pretty easily cruise through this round. Pick up some sweet stuff. All right, what do we got? Not quite a straight. I guess we'll roll, you know. See if we can't pick something up real fast so we don't have to go through this thing twice. What are we at? 2 pair? Ace, ace, king, king. All right, that should be worthy of 106 points. Definitely worthy. Not quite certain if if it's mathematically enough. All right, we got there. Good job, team. Let's see what this first shop gives us for free. Cashing out big chips. So, all right, what do we got? All cards are considered face cards. It's a free joker, so we'll certainly take it. Sounds nice. 4 of a kind level up from the planet. Not the greatest early game run one. You'd really hope to pick up a joker within that space that has a little bit more longevity, but is what it is. Let's kick off with this spectral pack first. These tend to do like a lot of high rolly, high impact kind of stuff, and so I prefer to have the direction that these things can give us before we kick off with the spectral pack with the tarot cards. So what does this? Either create 2 copies of one selected card in your hand, or you add the blue seal, which is if you hold the card at the end of the round. So when not the play a hand or discard a hand, like at the physical end of the round, then you get the free planet card, and that's not terrible. But I think I would rather just come up here and make 2 copies of this king. So be a little bit cooler if it had some enhancements on it, but at least gives us a little bit more of a build around opportunity here to start. And then we'll see if this this was I thought it was the tarot cards. So what's in here? Pair, full house, and straight flush. Leaning towards just taking the full house. I don't really like building towards pairs this early, and so full house is something that we can play, especially as we just picked up 2 extra kings. We can perhaps get a little bit of help playing towards 3 of a kinds and 2 pairs, since we do have the 3 kings, as you can see right from the start. All right, so let's just hang on to this 10. See if we can't score in with the bigger hands, right? We did just pick up a flush if we want to go there, but I think we'll just keep playing towards this full house. And it gives us like a little bit of a backdoor in the sense that as we look to like have a secondary hand, right? We're already kind of built up towards the king and the queen, or the queen and the 10, and so we don't need it here. But it's to me one of the perks of trying to build up to full house style hands, only looking at the big cards, is you tend to have like a little bit left over that builds towards the straight or something. But all right, got that big money now, right? 34 in the bank. What do we got in here? Is the voucher. Celestial packs always contain the planet from the most played hand. Not that bad. Definitely want the turn a card into a wild card, and then enhance 2 cards into bonus cards. All this stuff is fine. Let's kick off with this buffoon pack, though, to get ourselves an extra joker. So who do we have? +1 mult for each tarot card played. It's not a bad early game one, and then add double the rank of the lowest card in hand. It's not a terrible one either, as you're out trying to build, if we're going to come out and build toward big face card hands. I'm not certain if these 2 work together, right? all cards are considered face cards, and then add double the rank of the lowest card held in hand. it the face card Joker thing doesn't say you have to play the card, right? Let's find out. Let's find out. So still have plenty of money for the round. Gonna buy up both of these tarot cards. We'll save them until we're actually in battle. Okay. So what do we got here? The boss round, you only get to play one hand. This is one that I typically struggle with. Now, I don't think it'll be that challenging for us to pick up like the singular good hand on the 800 chip round, but this is one to where it's like you'll be in the middle of the game and it's like a 21,000 chip ante and you get the single hand and it's like fuck. Yeah, it's a tough one to beat through. But I think at 800 chips it's not that big of a deal. Otherwise, what do we got? The next Joker becomes negative. That's quite good, and then upgrade straight by 3 levels is pretty powerful. It's not quite something we've built towards. It does make small straights better with our face cards are considered hands, but I think we'll probably play through that round. Let's pick up the negative Joker. I don't think we're going to struggle to beat the needle this round, and so we can pass through. So I'll just continue on with this strategy, try and make a full house out of the kings. Very interested to see how this works, and so we're going to find out here, right? I'm going to play this eights full of kings, but I want to see as the big deal, right? We have the Joker that says all cards are considered face cards, so this should be a 10-point card, which we're then going to double the lowest rank and add it to the mult. So we should be getting plus 20 off of this round if things work how I would like. It's perhaps a big if. Plus 6. Fuck. So much for that, huh? So much for that. All right. I guess we at least learned now before it was important. All right, so what do we have in here? The negative Joker we definitely want. A 1 in 2 chance to create a tarot card when any booster pack is opened. Not that bad. We want what kind of sucks right now, right? We didn't clear out any of these cards and we can't use them at the moment. So what we might want to actually do is pick up this Arcana pack so that we can just see our deck and perhaps spend one of these cards. And so let's snatch this one up real quick. Right, our deck is going to pop up. What does this? Turn something into a gold card, turn something into a lucky card, and get the sell value of your Jokers. Not that spectacular, but let's go ahead and upgrade these kings. I'm not too interested in turning them into wild cards at the moment, but I think we definitely want to be putting bonus chips onto these things. Alright, so we've used one. Let's make this ace a wild. Why not, right? Why not? That's the true mark of a good decision. You'd say, yeah, why not? And then otherwise, I'm not the hugest fan of the Magician turning things into lucky cards, and so we'll kind of skip over it. Let's just take the gold card thing. I want to put it on a face card, right? If we're going to continue on with this strategy of just discarding everything except for our high cards, reasonable chance we might have the 10 just hanging out in our hand at the end of the round, especially since if we're going to at least hang on to this raised fist for a while, we're going to be discarding our low cards. And so like if we're playing towards diamond flushes or something, it's typically reasonable to put the gold card onto a small diamond, since it gives you that opportunity to build towards a flush, and then if you overdraw, like if you have 6 diamonds and you don't have to play it. But in this case, I think we'll be doing a similar thing, but it needs to be applied to a more expensive card. All right, gold 10. Looking shiny. Now we can pick up this Joker thing. And what's this last one? Convert 3 cards to hearts. Not super interested in that at the moment. All right, next round. So we get one hand. This is the one that always confuses me. There's two very similar boss rounds. There's this one to where you can only play one hand, and then there's another one to where you can only play a specific type of hand, right? So you can only play flushes, you can only play straights or whatever. And it's like I'll always get into this round and be like, all right, cool, here's a straight, and then I'll be like, I only get half the chips I need. The game just fucking ends. It's a real bummer to have that happen, but I think we'll be okay. Nonetheless, there are kind of the makings of a straight flush style of hand with the 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 of clubs. I think I'm still just going to follow this strategy we've been doing and discard all of this stuff and look for the big cards. We've got a pair of 10s in hand, not terrible. Building towards the full house is a little scary. We only have one discard left, and we don't really want to get stuck just going for 2 pair. And so this is one that worries me a little bit. I don't think we have an 800.2 pair in our hand here. And so the question starts to be, do we want to, we've still got 5 kings in our deck, but only 2 aces and 2 10s. It's kind of brutal. It feels like we should probably be discarding more than just 2 cards. But can we, what if we, I'm curious if we can't perhaps just like, oh, that's a flush, right? Is that anywhere near enough? That gets us up to like a 16 multiplier off of this 8. And then all cards are considered face cards. That apparently doesn't work for scoring. It only works for other stuff. So I don't think this is going to be a 10.2. All right, let's just discard this 8. Maybe we discard the queen as well. We're not going to play it, right? We're looking for, what we really want is that full house. So we either want to hit an ace, hit a 10, or hit a spade or something. So we're not going to play the queen. All right. So we didn't hit the full house, but we did get a little bit bigger of a flush. We're still going to want to include the 2 in there so we get that full 10 multiplier off of the 10 and the raised fist. But I think this is probably enough, right? A plus 20 multiplier is a pretty big deal at this point. Yeah, we got there. We got there. I don't know. Maybe I sweated that one a little too hard. You all with a little bit more familiarity were like, oh, fuck it. Just run it out there. You're good. You're good. All cards are considered face cards. I can't wait for this thing to ruin us. So what do we got? Gain 10 chips for each played straight. Now, one of the things I've kind of figured over the course of my failures within this game is you kind of need one of these big build-around kind of chip cards to go along with all the multipliers. And I feel like that's one of the places I've really let things slip in terms of these games is I'll get these like big multiplier cards in hand, and we'll get like a plus 80 multiplier or something going at the end, but we haven't upgraded any of our chips and it doesn't really multiply enough value. And so I'm kind of interested in just picking up actually both of these jokers, but having this kind of straight build around give us a little bit more direction. Maybe we do actually end up building towards big straights instead of these full house kind of hands. And do we want to spend any of this money? We can probably pass on these planet cards at the moment. It is like a bit of give and take in terms of trying to use this hallucination and then also balancing our economy. Like those were very expensive cards at 8 apiece, and so I think we could probably skip over that. All right, so what are we looking at here? The boss round. 1 in 7 cards get drawn face down. Sure thing, that's not a too painful one to deal with. Don't care to reroll the boss blind, so we will play the small blind, and then the big blind gives 5 gold per skipped blind this run. I think we'll end up just playing against both. 15 gold isn't terrible at this point, but we're already at the interest cap since we started off with a bit of extra gold this game. All right, well, let's kick this off with a wheel, right? We did just pick up this thing that gives us the bonus chips for every straight that we've played. So let's just kick it off with a straight, see if we can't level this guy up a little bit. Ooh, hope everybody's doing okay out there as the scoring rolls through. I had a much bigger morning than I anticipated in that Here, I don't think we'll build to the straight. I mentioned in the previous video that I've been finishing up our basement, so there's more living space down there. I had a real victory today in that I just painted the ceiling black. I spray painted the whole thing, and I spent the past couple of days, like every time I blow my nose or pick out boogers, they were just like covered in black paint. You're welcome. I hope you're eating lunch or something right now. But I finally got that all cleared out, so hopefully I don't have paint cancer or anything. But today I started to get the drywall. I got to put drywall up. That's going to be the next monstrosity of a task to do. And I thought, like, I didn't realize that they apparently send like 2 sheets taped together, and I got the extra light drywall, which only weighs 48 pounds a sheet, and so the 2 sheets taped together were 96 pounds, and then I had I forget what it was. I think it was like 14 stacks of it, and so it was like I got to move 14 stacks of 100-pound shit, and it was whew. It's like, I'm glad I work out, but I had to do it all by myself because I didn't want to just leave it sitting outside, and it was big. It was big time. I can't wait to see how much I just fucked up that drywall trying to move it by myself. But it is what it is. The struggles of life, I guess. But all right, what do we have here? The red card I don't like. You get +3 multiplier for any time a booster pack is skipped, so you open the pack and then just don't take any cards out of it. It doesn't really scale enough to my liking, so I usually don't take it. Retrigger, the first card used, or retrigger first played card used in scoring. I think this works each round, so we should get a reasonable amount of value out of that thing. We're still looking okay in terms of money. I don't really want this voucher. And so we had the bonus for playing tarot cards, right? Or we open a booster pack and then had the chance to get additional tarot cards. So let's open as many as we can. I think we want to kick off with these Arcana packs. I like the idea of upgrading our big cards and potentially taking some of the smaller ones out of our deck. Ooh, we did pop one up here with the Justice card hitting. And at the bottom, we can convert things to bonus. Not bad. +30 chips on the card. Convert things to spades. It's not horrible converting to spades, right? If we're going to play towards the straights, or at least try and do a bit of straight work within this run because of the runner, like building towards straight flushes is a nice way to kind of finish off the game. And the convert to spades certainly helps with that. But it's not particularly impressive otherwise. Kind of leaning towards just taking the bonus chips at this point. Let's load up the ace. The ace getting the bonus chips is kind of nice with this hanging Chad, retrigger the first playing card used each round. And so let's just take these big boys and load them up. We want to go ahead and pick up a glass card as well. Oh, I guess it's too late. I was going to say, let's put the glass card on the 9. The 9, if we're going to be shuffling back to some of these bigger hands, there is a much more of a chance to hit like a king to 9 straight and then potentially just blow up that 9. And so it's kind of usable. It works nice with the multiplier, but not entirely something that we need. So I think this is a fine discard here. We have a bit of time with this round. I wanted to see if we couldn't build towards a wheel again to play off on the runner, but the hand isn't super cooperating. I think this is an okay way to go. We'll discard the 4 and the 3 that we just paired up on so we can backdoor into the flush if we need to. I don't think we'll struggle to hit 4,200 this round. We got trip kings at this point. Let's just drop that one. Let's keep trying to build towards this straight. So I am going to go ahead and send away the queen. We don't need it. It's not going to do anything this hand, so it's kind of like a free discard at this point. Yeah, we got halfway there right at the start. Living on a prayer and stuff. Now, can you do this? One of the things I just noticed with that is we got lucky in the sense that the first played card was the king. I didn't realize that you could do this just yet. So if we wanted to say play the 2 as our first scored card for whatever reason, right? You can move it to the left. We're not going to want to do that, right? We're going to play this ace twice. But important to know, I've been a little bit bamboozled in being able to switch some of these cards around in the ordering. But right, see, we played the ace, then the 2, then the 5. So we'll have to keep that in mind, see if it matters at some point. If not in this run, probably in another one. See, my brain even still works after doing a bunch of manual labor. Still works. Still works. All right, cash it out. On to the next round. What do we got? So 100 chips if the hand contains 3 of a kind. That's pretty reasonable. We already have like 1 build-around card towards the straight, so it's not super important, I guess. I do like picking up these planets when they turn up, though, so we'll hit the 4 of a kind. It's just very like low risk, high reward, I think. And otherwise, the thing with the Joker here, the 100 chips, if played, hand contains 3 of a kind, is we're not really building towards that. I guess we were earlier in the run when we picked up those kings, but we haven't really done anything to enhance getting towards 3 of a kind. And the bonus to having the runner is this works on every hand, right? This gets upgraded by playing straights, but if we play a 3 of a kind or a pair or a high card or whatever, we still get the bonus chips off of this thing. And so this is something I tend to like a little bit more. So if we do get into this space to where it's like late in the game, we use all 3 of our discards, and then we have to play like a high card just to be a kind of functional discard, we still get a lot of bonus out of the runner, where we don't get any bonus out of the 3 of a kind requirement. And so I think I'll just kind of stick with the runner as our chip build around kind of thing for the run. But let's pick up these packs. See if we can't spike some more tarot cards. Didn't land one this round. We should switch something to glass before we forget. And then destroy 2. Well, I'm always on board with the destroy 2. The money's not really necessary. And then the stone cards are okay. You know, the more we build towards straights, the worse they are. So this is probably not the deck for it. But it took me a while to figure out these these belong in decks trying to make 3 of a kinds and 2 pairs and stuff. And so I just don't think that that's where we're at on this one. But we do have the opportunity to kind of circle back and use the glass card on this 8. I think that's reasonable. I don't know. I still don't feel like I've really had that aha moment in terms of how to play these glass cards. But definitely get those cheapos out of the deck. Now we can crack this standard pack as well. Drop us right to $25. Didn't hit any tarot cards, but this is our 5th king, right? Where are we at? Kings, we have 6 in here, so that'll be our 7th one. Okay. Maybe we'll be building. Maybe we'll be building. Maybe I'm losing it. Maybe we will be building towards these 3 of a kinds a little bit more than I was giving it credit for. All right, what is turned up? We've got 3 kings to kick things off. Let's just discard all this stuff we can't see. Try and build up to a full house or a 4 of a kind. So here, like this card that I'm trying to highlight, the yellow face down one, it's either a queen or a jack, right? We do know that given how it's shown up here. I guess you could technically figure it out this way, right? Our deck only has 4 jacks in it, so if you can determine the suit, you might be able to figure out which one it is. I'm not going to take the time to do that stuff, but there is some possibility there. The question to me is, do we want to play towards 4 of a kind, or do we want to play towards a full house? I don't think we've upgraded. Oh, we have upgraded 4 of a kinds. Let's just go for the kings. I'm not certain if a 4 of a kind out of kings is enough to just finish off the round, though. Like, I don't want to just go and discard everything and then then not have any kings turn up like what just happened here. All right. I guess we're all in on this nonsense, right? So this is what I was talking about in terms of liking the runner, right? We're just going to be playing this high card queen as kind of a pseudo discard, but we do still get the bonus 40 chips off of that play. That came in at 1625. I guess that makes me feel a little bit better about the possibility for incoming kings. We're not just going to lose this, right? We got 26 cards left and 4 kings in the deck. We should be able to reasonably draw it. All right, so here we'll put this 2 on the left. The 2 is going to be the scoring card out of this round. We're playing the pair of 2s. So we do want it to double up off of the hanging Chad. Yeah, we get that big multiplier out of that king in hand. Just keep at it, fuck. One of them's got to turn up, right? Just out here rolling with the high cards. I feel like we just get it with the 3 of a kind now. I guess a full house is going to be enough. Our multiplier is going to suck with this 4 out here, but this full house has to easily be strong enough. You want to hang out, Pepper? Come on. You got a kitty that wants to enjoy this run. Come on. Don't just look at me, dumbass. These are the dumbest cats. I love them quite a bit, but love doesn't make them smart. Come on, Pepper. All right, here, we'll just pick her up. Oh. There we go. Now we're ready. Got a little bit of Pepper. You look up that way. Hey, there we are. Now we're ready. Now we're ready. This has to be a winning round at this point. So let's see what we pick up. Hearts and diamonds count as the same. Spades and clubs count as the same. This is a very powerful joker. I just don't think we're going to get a lot of usage out of it. I really feel like we're building up towards that that 3 of a kind of space. But like this all cards are considered face cards hasn't done fuck all this round. So I think I feel pretty okay in just discarding that. Because we will get some kind of usage out of these flushes. We trigger the first 4 multiplier. Yeah, kind of okay with our deck. We just don't have, we don't quite have the build around stuff that I would like. We're just a little bit lacking in where the direction is going. So here I don't like Wheel of Fortune. This is just too much of a high roll for my tastes. If we were on one of these runs to where either everything in this hand was free, like we had earlier, or if we just have way too much money, then whatever. But I don't really like rolling the dice that hard. What do we got in here? Straight flush, 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind. Let's just level up the 3 of the kind at this point. Our 4 of a kind is already at level 3. And it's a little bit more challenging to play, and so I don't think we need it immediately. As to where 3 of a kind's the kind of hand we have to just drop a lot. Oh, we hit something out here. I mean, maybe if I don't know. I talked about quite a bit in terms of deck building with Legends of Runeterra, the concept of half-assing stuff. And you really want to be kind of whole-assing your deck to where you're chasing after one strategy. And so you want to do one strategy really well instead of 2 strategies kind of good. And I just feel like we haven't really been able to lock in on which strategy we want to do. We're still fucking around with this card that wants straights. We've got this joker that wants you to make flushes. And then, you know, we just picked up the 3 of a kind stuff with the tower and everything. And so it's kind of tough to figure out. But glad we got rid of the face card before we come up to this boss. All face cards are debuffed. We're going to have to look to see if we can't re-roll that one or get it out of the way. We've really been constructing our deck to get nuked by this thing, and so we'll see if something useful pops up. We're not able to skip out of any of these blinds and deal with it, so let's jump into the boss battles and see if we can't get something useful here. That's what we need against the that round, right? We at least get all of the 4s turning up. Jeez. I think. Fine, I'll just play the full house. Like, it feels like we're at the point to where we should just be building up more straights. But oh shit! I just hit discard. Okay. Well, maybe we will try to snatch a straight out of this one, right? We got the 7, 8, 9, 5 on the underside. Ugh. That was not good. So do we just need to build towards a flush now? I can't imagine that's the way to go. But we don't quite have enough discard at this point to find some more direction. Discarding 2 just feels like we're not doing anything useful. We did luck into a straight, though. We should have put the 8 on the left, right? It's got all these extra bonuses on it. Does kind of increase the chance of it blowing up, but if we lose, it doesn't really matter. All right, well, I feel better about not losing after that, I guess. So we want to hold both this dude over here to make a planet, and then this dude over here to get the gold. Let's, It's like I kind of want to use this stone card as well, but we might need to actually hang on to this stone card as we go into that boss round, just to use it in the middle of combat to drop that 50 chips onto a card we need to finish the round. And so let's actually hold on to that thing. I'll just play the 2 pair. It's probably pretty close to finishing the round on its own. At almost 100 chips by itself off of this doubled up ace. Right, we got Neptune, the straight flush upgrade. It's tough to see. I forget that my face covers up the cards in the top right. That felt like the most practical location to put my face. I know you all can't live without my face out here, so it's got to be on the screen. It feels like this top right space was the best one to do it, and I do realize that I've mentioned the tower, and I've mentioned this Neptune that was up in the top right, and you can't quite see it. I mean, maybe over here on top of the shop is fine, but that once you're actually in the battle, that's a kind of an important space. So, all right. Not opposed to the gluttonous Joker. How does this work? Spades and clubs count as the same suit. I'm not certain. I don't think they tie in with the Joker in terms of giving this bonus multiplier, but it's certainly better than just this flat 4. Like, this flat 4 multiplier Joker's kind of run its course. So I think we'll sell it and at least get the upgrade to this one. All right, so we got 35 left over. Spin these packs and see if anything interesting turns up. Not opposed to the 2 pair upgrade. 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind. Like, these are the kind of things we'll be looking to play in this next round. Are these style of hands, the 2 pair, the 3 of a kind. Maybe taking a 2 pair upgrade isn't that bad, but level 3 4 of a kind, level 3 3 of a kind gives us a little bit more direction. Like, the 2 pair isn't something that I want to build towards. It's just kind of like when you're like, oops, you know, my hand just didn't come together and I have to play a bunch of stuff instead of discarding. Then that's the space to where it feels like kind of a win. Just spiked another tarot card that you can't quite see. Enhance 2 selected cards to mult cards. We'll use that next round for certain. But a couple of interesting options. I don't want to play towards the ace. Like, it's the best one, but we need to make certain we just don't lose next round. I'm kind of leaning towards just picking up the stone card. And that'll give us access to 2. And then ideally, between the tarot card in hand to make stone and then the one that we just picked up, that'll be enough to finish off the opponent next round. So I think I'm looking to do something like this. We have an 8, 9, 10. I still kind of want to build towards a straight if we can have it turn up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so we can drop that down and then try and finish the round. Get those little upgrades along the way. Right, I do think we want to go ahead and drop the Empress. Well, we can get one more, get 2 more discards out of this if we want. I'm just trying to think towards the next round to where we want, what do we want to be useful? Like, I don't want to get free tarot cards and then not be able to use them. That's kind of lame. Maybe we just upgrade the 9 and the 8. Feels so bad. I don't know. Nothing about what we did right there just felt good to me. It's the sign of a good play, you know. Nothing felt good. Right, we can use this full house to finish. We're not going to find any more straights here. Put this king out to the left with the bonus chips on it, but if I say it enough times, maybe I'll remember when it's important. Maybe that'll make it happen. All right, cruising right along though. What do we got? Fancy looking Joker up here. Not that great. I mean, it is nice that it has foil attached to it for the plus 50 chips. Like, that's the exact same thing that we're trying to pull off with this runner Joker. Just having those flat chips around to make sure that we get something out of any hand. The chips for each remaining discard are not something that I'm particularly good at playing towards. But on the whole, this thing is probably just better than the straight card, and I'm good with just going ahead and throwing it away. So let's do it this way. Let's throw away the straight thing. Gonna pick up this fancy looking Joker. Now we can play Temperance here, give the total sell of all the current Jokers now that we picked up a little bit more Joker value. It's worth a little bit more. And do we want to snatch up this telescope before we go to the Celestial packs? I don't think so. I'm not too excited about that. Like, if we were building towards one specific hand, I think that would have probably been a little bit more impressive, but I think we're doing okay here. So we got a full house and 4 of a kind that we can upgrade. That sounds okay to me. Didn't hit any tarot cards with that open, though. Let's open the other Celestial pack. What do we got? Pair, flush, 4 of a kind. I don't know. I think I'm going to just upgrade the pair on this one. Our 4 of a kind is already pretty high. It's up to level 4, so it's 150 chips with a 16 multiplier. But like, outside of that one round to where we've really upgraded these kings, we have 7 kings in our deck. We haven't done enough stacking to be really excited about 4 of a kind, and so I think just kind of hedging our bets a little bit with pair might make a little bit more sense here. All right, so all face cards are debuffed. This is going to be a fucking joke. Oh, I didn't realize aces. I forget that aces don't count as face cards, so that does give us a little bit of hope. We probably fucked with some of our multipliers earlier in that sense, but that's worth noting. All right. So 9, 10, and ace is probably what we want to try and build towards here. We did pick up a Hierophant to enhance 2 selected cards to bonus cards, so maybe we'll get to upgrade some aces along the way. We got 2 aces, 2 10s. Not a bad start. I don't think I want to play two pair though. I'd like to build towards a full house if we can. Right? We have a level 3 full house, but only have a level 1 2 pair. Do we get rid of this 8 though? That's the big one. Like, this is such a good card to play on its own. It gets the plus 16 chips and then the plus 8 multiplier because of the hanging Chad. So let's just discard 3 and see where that goes. There's the full house out of 10s. Now, do we want to go ahead and play to make the bonus card? I think so. I think so. So let's upgrade the ace. Might as well just upgrade that wild card as well. I don't care about suits at this point. I think you lose out your wild card when you upgrade to bonus. Yeah, you do. This should be a fairly high scoring hand. I don't think it's enough to end the round, but we're definitely not losing the round, I don't think. Definitely didn't lose the round. It was enough. Had that one discard left that gave us those bonus points. Nice. All right, stressing out over nothing, huh? Stressing out over nothing. What do we got now? The Mercury planet? Sure. Very cheap. What else we got? This Joker, plus 2 chips for each remaining card and deck. Very similar to what we're getting out of the banner. It might just be outright better. Right, because I'm so bad about just dropping all of the discards right away. It starts at 108 because that's how many we have in our deck, but it should be giving like a solid 80 along the way, I would think. Let's just get rid of this Gluttonous Joker. Maybe that's the answer. Hey. And we can buy these other 2. Now, there is this blank voucher. Apparently, from what I've read on Reddit, is once you buy 10 of these, it unlocks a different voucher within the game. And I feel like for this run, we probably just need to kind of stick to our guns. We'll get that thing unlocked eventually. It just today's not going to be the day for it. Then we did unlock a tarot card. It's the Fool, which copies the previous one that you've played. Kind of an awkward moment here, but... Right, we can't actually play it on anything when we can't see our deck. I forget what the other option was, though. I definitely don't want to be copying the Fool. That always feels kind of crappy. Maybe we'll get, like, remove cards from deck, and then we get to copy that one. What do we got? Double your money. That's not terrible. We could pick up 40 gold on the round and then really be off to the races. Convert left card to right card is fine. This is one it took me a long time to figure out that you could actually move the cards. And so that certainly makes it a lot better. Convert cards to spades we don't care about. Convert cards to diamonds we don't care about. And sell value of jokers we don't really care about. And so yeah, let's upgrade. Let's stack it on some of these. Like, I guess we can copy these 10s, right? So we can turn the 3 into the 10. Oh, we can't copy out the Fool this way, though. We have to wait until we get into combat to use it. I guess that's fine. It does at least help give us a little bit more direction in terms of stacking those base cards. All right, so what do we got? Free Mega Celestial Pack on Skip. It's kind of okay. Reroll the Boss Blind. I don't think we need to face that down. The Boss Blind is play only one hand type this round. I kind of feel like we can focus on 3 of a kinds and probably beat that thing. But if we're going to focus on 3 of a kind, like... It's pretty low, right? No, we're at level 3. That's still pretty decent, I think, to pick up this Mega Celestial Pack. And then maybe we'll copy one of these, like if we see 3 of a kind turn up within here. Right, so we can Venus to get 3 of a kind. Now we can use the Fool to also copy 3 of a kind. It just feels like it's a good hedge, right? Like, as we only get to play one hand, playing towards full houses can be kind of greedy, but I think playing towards 3 of a kind is pretty reasonable. Right, and then we'll upgrade full house while we're at it. All right, so we want to battle the blind now. Let's not skip over that thing on accident. All right, I looked at this hand and I immediately saw the straight and I was like, oh boy, we got to play straights, but that's not necessary. We don't need to quite do that thing at this point. It's almost a straight flush at its own, but let's just discard all this stuff. See if we can't get some tarot cards out of this or something. What do we got? King, king, queen, queen, 9, 9. Kind of awkward. I'd like to keep this 10 in hand if we can, just to get that free money. Here's a full house. Let's do the queens full of 9s, right? We can put our good 9 over to the left. Right, so we got 9, 9, queen, queen, queen. And we'll get the big stack of bonuses off of this multi-card. It's going to be pretty close, right? 12,000? Yeah, we're almost there. Out of discards, though. Like, I wonder if we should just try to play kind of a crappier 2 pair. Like King, King, 7, 7. Or I guess you could, like... I struggle with this stuff in the sense of like wanting to push the content so we aren't just like doing a bunch of repetitive stuff over and over again, and then doing like the game theory appropriate thing to where you should probably just play like a 7 and try and draw like our gold card kind of things or our blue sealed kind of things, but it's so boring to sit around and do all of that. We already lost like 95% of our viewers as we're hitting the 45-minute mark, and so I don't want to force people through all that nonsense. But what do we got here? What is this? Gains a quarter X multiplier per playing card added to your deck. That's not bad. We're lacking in like the big multipliers. That's something to consider. And then retrigger all played cards in the final hand of the round. That's not terrible, but it's not a really big thing to build towards. I think we want to sell this. Sell that thing that gives us the suits. I don't really care about the suits. And we'll probably buy both of these packs. See if we hit a tarot card first. We did. Gives the sell value of the jokers, so we can freely play that one. I don't want any of these cards though. 692, all too small. So I'll go ahead and play the tarot card in case we spawn another one. Big money out here now. Rolling in those dollars. So what do we got? We hit another tarot card. Glass card if we want. And then we only get one of these. Like this has all the shit that we want, right? We got this red sealed king, and then we have the foil queen. This is just a stacked queen, right? The 1.5 multiplier and then the 50 chips. Definitely taking that. Let's take a roll. What do we got? Nothing too exciting. I don't think we even want to bother with these straight cards anymore. All right, let's just move forward. All right, so we only get to play one type of hand. This is the where I get confused with these things, right? I think we're going to look towards just playing 3 of a kinds. That's what makes sense to me. I wanted to double check I didn't sell this hanging Chad as I see the 8 multiplier hanging out. So let's get rid of the 6s, the 5-4, hang on to the 8, and then just look for a big card hand. Didn't really turn itself up. I don't want to get blinded by this 10 being all shiny and stuff. So it's not as super useful as we need it to be. We got 6 kings. Yeah, we've only got 3 jacks and 4 10s in there. Let's discard all of this stuff. All right, 2 aces, 2 kings. I guess we'll get rid of the 8 at this point. Now, the thing to note with this round, you only get to play one type of hand. So if we do come out and play 3 of a kind kings, and then we don't have a 3 of a kind still in hand, the round's not done. You can still just play another hand, even though that next hand doesn't score. And so it's kind of like spending a hand round as a discard. Now, man, are we going to go through this as just pairs? We do have the level 3 pair. It's not as shitty as I thought it was going to be, but I was really thought we were going to be able to pull off this 3 of a kind. What's left in our deck? We have 2 aces, 5 kings. Fuck, I guess we're just playing pairs. I don't like this. At least our hand should stack up kind of well this way, right? We have this really good king that we're about to use. He's going to double with the hanging Chad. The double rank thing we get off the cards at the end is going to be hitting Jack as a 10, so we'll get plus 20 multiplier off of this thing. Like, we might be okay here playing pairs, but man, that feels like a bit of a low roll in terms of the way the cards landed there. We're probably just fine. What does it hit for 9,000? Yeah. Got this mega queen that turned up as well. Oh, that's weird. Like, I wanted to play the jacks just to discard them, but it's gonna score. So we'll play 1 jack and 1 8. You know, if we had another king, that has a lot of possibilities, but I think we're just fine at this point, right? This queen might be enough on her own to fight us through the round, and then being able to play an ace pair next round is pretty big as well. Yeah, easy. Easy game. I worried too much. Got stone card coming in now as well. Put it out to the left, get the double stack on that 100 chip. Easy. Easy. Why were we even worried, fam? Why were we even worried? God, I forgot. I even I forgot that we had the tower in hand. Fuck, I'm so bad about forgetting about these things. Alright, though. Moving on up to the next one. Thought we were rolling up to ante 8 there. But as far as these go, don't want the smeared joker. We already discarded him earlier. Finding the three of a kind planet feels pretty good. I think we're rolling. All right, Arcana pack. What do we got? I've got this one up top I do want to go ahead and get rid of, but what turned up? 2 cards to bonus cards, 2 cards to multi-cards, 1 card to lucky card, convert to diamonds, or convert to steel. Kind of like having access to steel. Let's just upgrade this 10. Shit, I meant to play the other card so we didn't have 2 in hand. So if we randomed 1. Alright, is what it is. What do we got now? Another spicy looking 10. Alright. Next round it is. I didn't see what that voucher was. Maybe we should have checked that out. But what do we got here? Skip the blind for free cards next pack. Not as big of a deal at this stage of the game. We're already kind of overbanking money. Free Joker pack is kind of fine. And then the boss round, decrease the level of the played poker hand. How bad is that? as we play, like playing a 4 of a kind and having it fall to full house is actually pretty good. This is one to where it's like we actually... Do you want to just come out and play straights? I think that's how it works, right? You play a straight and then it converts into the 3 of kind bonus. Let's see if we can't fuck that up. Alright, let's just skip this blind. Make this stuff free. What's this one? Skip it, take the jokers. Alright. Moving along. Oh, what is this? This is a fancy looking one, huh? +4 multiplier for each card below 52 in your full deck, so it doesn't do anything. That kind of sucks. Playing 8s doesn't really do it for me. Held in hand abilities, we don't have quite enough, and then +8 if you have a pair. Bummer. Weak pack. Alright. Alright, boss. Decrease the level of the poker hand. So, I mean, playing straights is where you want to be, right? We did land on a full house. But, right, playing a full house drops it down to a flush. It might be strong enough on its own to just, like, not really worry about. But, man, playing straights just seems so good. What if we discard these? The 10 and the 2 9s? Because if we hit 4 of a kind, having it fall to full house is actually a pretty decent deal as well. And so, I don't think it's too crazy to be building towards the 2 kind of separate things here. Now that we picked up a bigger hand, let's discard our 2 small cards. We got stuck with this 3 out here. Alright, discard. Picked up a 7, didn't want it. So we can do... oh, we're 1 short of the straight. Did we overdo it? Where are we at? We can't play a straight, can't play 4 of a kind. Didn't quite hit there. Can play 2 pair, which then upgrades into a full pair. Maybe that's okay. We play like king, king, queen, queen. We're still sort of close to a straight if that needs to turn up. And then we can do this without playing our good king. So we can save him for another round. And we can add the 7 into this hand so that our 10 on the right gets the bonus multiplier applied to it. Let me double check this one more time. 2 pair drops to a single pair. Which is not a big hand, but I think it's certainly an upgrade. I don't know. I mean, I guess it just doesn't seem like it even really mattered. Did we just overthink whatever was happening there? Maybe we did. All right, so I'm gonna turn this 4 into a stone, and then we can look to just play the 3 of a kind. 130 by 13. Like I don't get what's happening there, right? 130 by 13, and then it should drop to 20 by 2, right? Yeah, there it goes. Now it drops to 20. I don't know. Whatever it was, it doesn't seem like those mathematics worked right. So, we probably should have put the stone card on the left. We're still going to be fine either way. Okay. Okay. All right, we can cruise through this round now. I thought I was like certain that we fucked that up, but I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It just doesn't seem like this ability did anything. I don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. It just didn't feel like it did anything. All right, next round, picked up the Neptune Tarot card. Upgrade that straight flush so we don't care about. Let's just sell this one. It's tough to see. It was up at the top right. Saturn is a straight we don't want. Convert cards to clubs we don't care about. The voucher we will take, though. Rerolling the boss ante is a potentially very big deal. So that seems like a win. Then our packs down below. Oh, everything's just free. So I guess we can just buy this stuff and sell it, right? We'll buy it, we'll sell it. Buy it. Sell it. Get these celestial packs. Okay. What do we got? 4 of a kind, pair, straight flush. Upgrade that 4 of a kind. It's so weird with the rerolls. Like I want to reroll the booster packs. I don't want to reroll the Joker pile. 2 pair, straight, full house, pair, high card. It's like I'm kind of leaning towards just upgrading the 2 pair at this point. I don't know at what stage. Like there's 2 separate ways to think about it, right? If you're just going for a maximum round score thing, then you probably want that high valued one, right? Just the really stack in and hone in on the one thing your deck is trying to do. But I'm just trying to finish out round 8. And I feel like 2 pair is just the kind of safer one. It just feels like our 4 of a kind is good enough. And maybe it's not because it wasn't cruising like 40,000 points or whatever, but I don't know. It felt pretty reasonable. But we're getting to the serious rounds here. Really strong tag to where the next Joker becomes polychrome. We have some pretty reasonable things to discard, like this blue Joker can go, Raised Fist can go at some point, and so I think we want to skip there. The money pack on the big blind I don't care about, and then the boss round, you start with 0 discards. That's kind of tough, but I think it's probably manageable. Right, if we're able to look at our hand and just be like if you imagine that this was our boss round hand, you could be like, all right, well I can still at least just play 2 pair, right, and then redraw into something reasonable maybe. I think it's probably safe. What is here? Enhance 2 cards to bonus cards. I've got this extra tarot card in hand I don't want to lose. Let's upgrade these queens. Let's just upgrade this 10 as well. I know this isn't the ideal way to do it, but I'm gonna forget about it if I don't, and so let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. All right, yeah, we're on this 52,000 point round. I guess this will really kind of, tie into how safe we feel on this next round. It feels like this went pretty okay. Just played a 2 pair. That's kind of like the worst style of hand that we ever want to play. And we got a third of the way there. So maybe it's not that bad. See if we can't find high cards at this point. The 4 of a kind king. Let's see what that gives us, right? That's probably a decent thing to know going into this next round. Put the bonus card king on the left. Watch the numbers stack up. Only 26,000? Wow, that feels low. That feels low. I mean, this 2 pair should give us the 10,000 points, but I must say I worry a little bit. A little worried. Barely rolled it over. Picked up the 4 of a kind tarot card at the end of the round, though. See if we can't get some useful stuff out here. Alright, so what is this? Joker. Earn $1 for each 9 in your full deck at the end of the round. Yeah, certainly not at this stage of the game. It is a bit unfortunate that our polychrome landed on that, like the X 1.5 multiplier. I don't think we have anything we would prefer to sell just to kind of make this thing work. I mean, I guess you could look to get rid of Banner, right? Getting 90 chips. We only kind of have 1 chips card at this point. Card just sucks. It just sucks. Alright, we will level up Uranus though. LOL. Get that bonus in on the 2 pair. And then what else is in here? Standard pack, Arcana pack. We're just going to open both. 16 will take us down to 30 gold. Alright, get to choose 2. I don't really want this 2 or the 5. I mean, the 5 at the end of the turn. Not that bad. Guess we could lean towards taking an ace. Just like we really want to stack these 10s and higher, right? And we're just not really given that option here. Did open up a 4 of a kind tarot card though, so we'll go ahead and drop that one. It's tough as to whether or not we actually want to pick up this ace. We probably do, but we'll keep everything else in hand. All right, the Arcana pack. What you got for us? Destroy 2. Always happy with that. Turn something into a wild card. Don't care about 2 planet cards is whatever. Don't care about switching to hearts and then double money. We're pretty good on money at this point. So let's go ahead and use some of this. Let's get these low value cards out of the deck. Love to do a little bit more of that if we could. And then we'll generate the planet cards. Looks like we hit Saturn, which is straights. Not a big deal. Don't really want it. And then we hit Venus. I know you can't see it, but 3 of a kind is a nice little level up. Alright, off we go. Start with 0 discards. Let's see what we can do. And so yeah, I mean, the first thing I wanted to do was immediately come out here and just discard. I guess it doesn't work that way, but I mean, like, high card here doesn't seem that bad. Getting to double up one of these bonus cards and then kind of go from there. Like, what's better for us? Either high card or a pair. High card's only level 1, pair is level 3. And so that's kind of a crappy situation in the sense we would like to play this pair of 7s. But it doesn't really... Well, hang on, we can still do this, right? Well, no, I was going to say, if we play the queen with it, it just won't activate. And so... Is there a world where we ever want to just play flush? We're only at level 1 flush as well, and it doesn't get rid of these bottom end cards that we don't really want. I don't think that that's the way to go. I think we just take this kind of crappy discard round to where we play this pair of 7s. Nothing we can do... Well, we can get the 7 to the left this way, so it at least activates twice. We can't activate this 8 of clubs, which is the bummer about the hand. But we'll still get the 20 multiplier off the queen in the back line. Is that a 10k? Not horrible for a hand that we looked at it just being kind of a discard hand, right? So now a new interesting space in the sense, do we want to just play another pair, right? We have 3 hands to go. We've got this 3 of a kind out of the aces. We can make a full house, right? Aces full of queens, and then still have something to do with the king later. The downside to that is I just don't feel like it's enough value. I'm looking to do something like this to where we can get our bonus queen to the left. She'll double up with the raised fist or whatever, double up with the hanging chad, I guess, and then we'll still get the full 20 multiplier out of the king since that's the high card in our hand, and that gives us a little bit more opportunity to run out and hit 3 of a kinds, right? Or 4 of a kind or 3 of a kind, and you know, if we do spike the ace, then I think we're just good to go with the level 6 4 of a kind. And so I think this is an okay way to go about it. Double check. We don't have any tarot cards up here. But we just need a little bit of luck out of these remaining cans. Like the singular full house might be good enough. 4 of a kind ace. There we go. There we go. Can we do this? How does this card work? The lowest card. Okay, I was like, let's just move this king out here to the right and make that count as the card. But it's not the rightmost card, it's the lowest rank card. So, okay. 4 of a kind aces. And then we still have the opportunity to draw a king after this if we don't have enough money at this point. Didn't show up very flashy. That was a 27k hand, and fuck, we didn't hit... we didn't hit the third king. We've still got 5 kings left in our 33 cards, and so I guess it's not too crazy of a thing to not hit, but we're stuck just playing this pair. Ugh. We have a level 3 pair. That's better, way better than high card. We can still put the stone card in with it. Like getting the 100 chips out of stone card is going to be better than getting 80 out of the king. Man, ugh, that sucks. I just can't imagine that this is a 19k pair. I guess before we completely drop it, we ought to add these last 2 in, right? So we'll get the 18 multiplier off of the 9 instead of the 6 multiplier off of the 3. Ugh, man. All right, squeeze them cheeks, fellas. I don't feel like it's enough, but maybe if we pray to RN Jesus. Oh my gosh, we're 4k short. So close. Damn. All right, well, we tried. We were so close, yet so far away. But nonetheless, good run. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bustin' We. Thank you for being here.